anything you can do to help us reach that incentive is going to help make the marathon longer and help you see some amazing speed runs while also raising money for a great cause. So thank you so much for all of your donations. Let's keep the train going strong. And with that, it's time to send it to GlyphDX to show off this amazing game many of us grew up with. Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX, GlyphDX, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to probably the most anticipated moment in all of gaming, I might say. Before we start things off, there's Sly Guy's ghost. People get mad at me if I don't show him, so there we go. I am GlyphDX. I run this game and the original game. You want to introduce yourself, commentators?
Sure. I'm Alpha 5. I like to talk about this game a lot, and very excited to be capping off Alpha Block with definitely the most broken and glitched game.
I mean, this could be the finale of Alpha Block, and I would have no problem with that either, to be honest.
Hi, I'm Finalflame. I've been running this game on and off for about 4 years now or so.
And I'm spicefather. I'm one of the mods of the LADX Discord community, even though I scarcely run this game outside of tournaments these days.
All right, cool. And so file name phonetically translates to my boy in honor of the Zelda CDI run from before. So let's go with that. And I think I'm ready to start. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. 100% no wrong warp, no out of bounds. 100% meaning we need to collect everything. Everything that goes on to our pause menu and our pause menu subscreen needs to be collected. And then all the upgrades, all the pictures, all the seashells, everything. So you need to get all that. No wrong warp, meaning we can't go into the doghouse and do all the doghouse shenanigans that you might be familiar with. And no out of bounds mainly refers to no screen transitioning on a solid tile. So I won't be doing any of that today. Just to remind everyone, there is a incentive for this run, to which tunic I'm going to be picking in the color engine. Blue is defense, red is offense. Red makes the run a little bit harder, so if you want to see me struggle a little bit, you can donate towards red. First thing we're doing is we're going to grab the sword. Holding up my shield like this extends Link's hitbox so we can grab it a little bit quicker. And then I need to get some rupees, so I'm going to explain what's going to go in with rupees. How horrible it is.
Just real quick, I do want to note on the tunic, red tunic is faster if Glyph just plays well.
Red tunic is faster,
so make sure
TAS.
that red.
Blue tunic is faster, RTA.
But as he was mentioning, you can use your shield and your sword to extend your hitbox a little bit, and as it turns out, the game can actually check both that hitbox and Link's hitbox with rupees on the same frame. So you can see sometimes he's picking these up and getting 2 rupees at the same time. He's gonna need to collect 10, which unfortunately he only got 6 on the beach, so he'll be just farming grass as I'm sure everyone did as a kid.
He got the he got actually really solid luck there.
Very good.
That's very
nice.
time.
So stealing from the shop owner is an intended mechanic of the game. Unfortunately, we are playing in Japanese, so our name doesn't get changed to Thief. It doesn't change your name in this version, which is kind of sad. But Japanese is a lot faster. It saves in Hundo. It saves like between 6 and 7 minutes. Don't ask me how I know that. But it saves a lot of time due to text.
Yeah, nobody would run English 1.0 for a meme in the middle of a tournament, especially.
And no one would be crazy enough to win.
Yeah.
So you just grabbed bombs there, but I noticed you didn't pay for them. What just happened?
Yeah, so when the rupee counts down, I can save and quit during that, and that actually kind of cancels that. Hoping for first try trendy here, and do my best. No guarantees.
Yeah, there's a nice little visual setup that'll let you grab it. Pretty sure.
Yo, I got it.
Oh, nice.
The run is off to a great start.
Yeah,
nobody forgot to do
man.
trendy.
We're going.
Nobody forgot to do anything.
Notice we aren't getting the Yoshi doll. That's because this game is very broken, and so we can actually skip most of the trading sequence. 100% only requires getting the glass item, like the permanent item, which is the magnifying lens. So we're just gonna skip straight to that, basically. That's a seashell. We need to get 20 of those to get the level 2 sword. And then I started off with an attempt to do a bomb trigger. If you want to explain that. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
frame perfect.
basically by dropping a bomb in a transition, then transitioning and then dropping another bomb, there are 2 bombs on the screen, and it tries to play basically 2 animations, but there's the second animation is basically the next thing on the screen, so it'll just sort of skip through things, and that will skip the owl flying in because, well, it's like, oh, that's completed. And that's going to be used throughout the run to trigger a lot of cutscenes,
Nice.
such as this one, just skipping Terran and blowing him up. It doesn't work for everything. Some of them require keyholes and the like to be accessed, but that is used to basically tear this game into tiny pieces. Although for this category, it mostly just saves time than walking up because we have what we need to get the
I'm
thing.
gonna go for pit walk one time, just one time.
All right.
Yo, I got
It's a
it. No, I
plus
fell. No.
You got it.
I got it though, dude.
That counts.
Technically, you did get it.
Yeah, so that's a 50-50 trick.
Shout out to Xander.
Yeah, it is frame roll dependent, and then also really, really hard. One of our runners, Xander, goes for it every single time, always faster, but he got it and then got knocked hit by the Octorok, which is amazing.
That is
but-
my life running this game in a nutshell.
Yeah, so
Good.
welcome to Dungeon
Control.
1. This is the last time you'll be seeing us pretend like this game isn't horribly broken.
So this is a pretty good time for a few donations, as we're playing this pretty vanilla.
We have a $50 donation from Phantom Matt. This just in, beloved speedrunner cursed with too much power.
A
Yo, what's up, Matt?
We have a $25 donation from DMFF. So excited to see Glyph run Link's Awakening DX 100%. This is my favorite Game Boy game, and I always get excited to see it at GDQ each year. Good luck, Glyph. Hope your run is a deluxe one. Donation goes to Red Tunic for maximum strong. Let's get a last-minute $25 train going for Red Tunic.
Yeah.
Oh man,
you didn't
I'm
go for the
wasting
extra.
arrows.
Oh no.
I tried to go for
Did
the
you just try
swag.
a chest turn?
I am wasting a lot of arrows. Actually, I'm gonna
there's
do this.
There's a trick you can do called chest turning, where if you hit an arrow button on the same frame you open a chest, you can open it and turn. And it's swag, but if you do that and waste an arrow, you can be very, very, very tight on your resource counts.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
He wasted 2 arrows.
It's fine. I wasted 2 so far.
But Glyph just did a trick called super jumping. Basically, you can get a little bit into the walls in this game, and depending on which walls they are, you kind of trick the game into thinking that you're going off of a ledge. So you jump into the wall, then you use your sword or an arrow to reverse your direction. And it allows you to just jump over things.
Sorry, I'm a wimp.
Normally you would do that with
Very.
bow, but he's wasted a few arrows, so just go in safety strats with sword.
Yeah, you can do them with sword, bow, pausing there to skip the text for Molorm. This is quite unironically the hardest boss in this game.
That was kind of a bad fight, but okay. We didn't die.
Yeah, you didn't fall
You
in
didn't
the
die
pit,
or
which
fall.
is... Yeah, he does a lot of... He does, 30% of your health per hit. If you clank him, you get thrown all over the place. You fall down, you have to restart the fight. Every boss is easier to deal with than Moltorm.
Yeah, we probably got time for a donation or two here, though.
We have a $15 donation from Vispilo. Always love Zelda games. I love when one of them gets destroyed at GDQ. Greetings from Germany. And a $25 donation from Verxel. Hyped to wake up in time for Awful Block, though Wand of Gamelon looks a little bit different than I remember.
It got a slight upgrade.
Yeah, this is a little bit more
Yeah,
glitched
this is the
than
remake.
Wand of Gamelon. The remakes are sick. But we're going to go rescue a dog. First, these children are going to talk to us, but we're playing in Japanese, so we can press the B button and just walk straight past them for whatever reason. Yeah, we just got this nice little walk up to the mountains that they were probably telling us about.
That isn't stuff on the
stole
way
Bow
first,
Wow.
though.
Yeah. This spin slash jump is way more difficult and precise than it would look. You have to get right up against that pits barrier. And you can...
I keep telling you, you
Yeah,
don't.
that jump's easy. You're crazy.
If you spin slash downwards, it's actually quite easy.
Oh,
In Squoob, it's
blame
kind of hard because
Sander.
you don't have feather.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 2 pixel window.
I'm gonna blame
Shout out to all
Sander
us.
for teaching me wrong as a joke.
So then we're gonna be heading up here past another piece of part. We're actually gonna skip this one for now with the 1 frame faster to collect it on the way back.
For some reason, it's really weird. Text boxes are weird in this game. We'll see in a minute. Text boxes kind of move you, whereas like objects you touch, like rocks and stuff, give you a interesting message. And they kind of move you up, but heart pieces for some reason move you down. I don't understand why. It's really weird.
Don't worry about it. But,
Don't worry
this is
about
the
it.
photographer. Yeah.
But now we're getting
we
picture
need 12
cutscene.
photographs.
We gotta do 12 photos. There are 13 total. We can only get 12 of them, so only 12 is required for 100%. Now
So
we go
here's
rescue
the
Bow Wow.
Moblin Cave.
Moblin Cave,
Yeah.
let's go.
I'm hoping this room could be really, really, really swag. Oh, that's really unfortunate.
That's not swag.
But
I'll make up
here's
for
the
it.
Moblin King. Yeah, this is one of the first sources of RNG in this run. He can shoot anywhere between 2 to 4 arrows before deciding to charge. And then you want to see 2 and 2. It really doesn't matter. There are other sources of RNG that make the run way worse. Not the best pattern for the Moblin King, but gets the fastest spin slashes. He's 8 health, so spin slash and 4 separate slashes. You can get 3 in 1 cycle. So good. This is a dog. Same as Bow Wow.
Definitely
It's
not
definitely
a change
a dog.
up from Mario.
No. There are no Mario characters in this game.
None
that's
at
what
all.
Grim was earlier.
No.
Oops.
There
There were
Amazing.
just those like weird mushroom-looking guys
High level
earlier.
gameplay right here. So like I said,
Yeah,
when
so
you touch
we're-
rocks, you kind of move upwards. I didn't get it that time. It's a bit dependent. But you move up into the wall, and you can actually get far enough in where you can just kind of clip through.
Yeah, the text boxes like minorly adjust you, and oh, Bow Wow was so nice to you. How?
eat.
Oh, good boy.
So I've lost 2 minutes on that screen before. Just Bow Wow just refused to eat a flower. And you just want to be slashing your sword. There are only certain things that roll RNG in this game. Sword slashes are one of them. Music is another one, but not enough sometimes. But
Nice
yeah,
damage
here's-
boost.
We've probably got a moment for a donation, I think. There's not much going on here.
Hey.
We have a $25 donation from Luffy. Good luck to GlyphDX on your run, and shout out to the awesome LADX community for continuing to run one of the best Zelda games out there. I'll be counting those goals.
Yeah, so here's a really sick jump. This is tighter than it appears, but or rather less tight than it appears because you just kind of clip up onto there. Here's the Haynox. He's gone.
Oops.
Oh
Amazing.
no, you fell in a pit.
Oops.
Yeah,
That's something that Sagaz always does, and Glyph's just trying to channel the world record energy
Yeah.
here.
I think all of us did it first. I'm not sure. Anyway, in this screen, the chest only spawns if it goes around the screen or not, and so I just push them off screen with an arrow and they're gone. So, pretty easy.
yeah. It's a side effect of one of the ways to clear that room is to drop powder, and then the ghosts flee and run away. You can also slash them with a sword. I guess you picked up that second heart for safety. But here's
Definitely
the,
for safety, definitely
here's the puzzle
intentional.
room. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this can go poorly sometimes. This room is an absolute mess depending on how that Stalfos decides to move, and the Pole's
Nice
voice
gesture.
control you.
To clarify for that room, you have to kill those enemies in a set order, where that chest will not spawn with a key, and you have to reset the room, which is what makes the room such a pain.
I'm not menuing very good right now.
And
Stalfos can be a real pain if he gets in the way of your pot. Then you have to go into the stairs to reset the
In
room.
this room, the
But
game only checks to see if you're
Pretty good.
holding anything, so you can use a bomb
Yeah.
instead of the pot. It's pretty convenient.
picking up that bomb is a quarter second faster. It was just something that people were doing randomly for swag, but then we timed it and like, huh. Well, okay, so this is the genie. He has unskippable text for his second part when he comes out. And then we can count to 8. And as you know, you can't break his bottle, but clipping into walls breaks this game normally, but it should also break, a clay pot pretty well when you slam a bomb into a corner. And here's a genie quick kill. And very nice. The bomb itself doing the damage to him, he's immune to the arrows.
All right,
Time
that's
for
2 out of
information.
8. We're going pretty good right now. Not too bad. Arrow count's good now. One thing it's a good time to mention, I was having trouble with my menu. In this game, we don't have like a static menu like you might see in Ocarina of Time or Link to the Past where everything is in the same spot every time. This game, you can move it around, move everything around the way you want it. And so menu routing becomes a thing where you need to know where everything is at any point in time and be able to equip anything in lightning speed. So it's one of the most difficult parts of this game and really separates the okay runners from the great runners is being able to have a really clean menu route.
You can literally save minutes on a menu route.
Absolutely.
No exaggeration.
I just want to point out, I think you lost time clipping into the wall and walking behind it because Bow Wow instantly eating the flowers
Yeah.
straight down. What the heck is that luck? It's so
All right,
good.
here I need to not kill my run by hitting the wrong button.
Yeah, he's got to say
Come
no
on,
to powder.
we got this. I did it, guys.
All right, and then he says yes to
Congratulations.
bombs.
That was what I was stressed about. That, not booster skip, not anything. That was the thing I was stressed about. Hitting A there, even though I've done it in a run
there's still
maybe one
arrows.
time.
Yeah, you'd think we now have 60 bombs because he upgrades the capacity and refills all of them. You'd think that's
Oh.
enough, but sometimes there's an acorn. I think you got to pick it
I
up.
guess I'm getting it.
Reset the
I was trying to
screen.
figure out a way I could maybe get around it, but no.
I
Fast,
think just
get it.
picking it up is faster. So that's the Guardian Acorn. He will now take less damage, but instead he loses time. But that's you get that by
Saving
killing.
quick afterwards and don't even get the.
Yeah.
Trying to get all the damage
But-
boost, so it's nice. Shout out to all those.
Yeah, you take damage boost actually to prevent Guardian Acorn sometimes from spawning. It's less prevalent in this route because Piece of Power, the other drop that you can get for killing X number of enemies isn't as common. A good no Bow Wow checks there. It's actually kind of nice when you don't get that. You can set it up to do it.
If you're
but
near
yeah.
buried seashells, Bow Wow will be like, dig, rough, rough, rough. And that's just time lost if he does it. I think there's only one other spot where he can do that.
Yeah.
maybe?
Right after D3.
No,
After
if he
D3.
can.
You can definitely get that text after
Yeah.
D3. It's
So
not as common.
normally we'd shoot a bomb arrow at that, but Glyph is conserving arrows.
I have enough arrows, I could have done it, but I would have been arrow perfect.
Yeah, you don't want to be arrow perfect. So coming up is a little oddity. We're entering this telephone booth because first off we have to go take a very classy. We're gonna go get a portrait made with our good friend Richard.
Very family-friendly photo right here. Nothing,
Yeah,
nothing
this
weird
is
going
classy.
on. Just, we're taking a picture with Richard.
This music.
Someone we've
also-
never even met.
He's the prince of. I don't remember.
Sable?
No, Sable's the other one.
Well, I tried.
But shout outs to the composer for this game. His music is wonderful. But so we're entering that 2D section. Then we're entering the Seashell Mansion, which is also a 2D section. And 2D sections have this property in this game where rather than Nintendo trying to figure out how to deal with saving in a 2D section, they just don't change your save and quit point, which is great for us because we picked the seashell, and then we just warp back here, and that saves a bunch of time. It's very, very convenient for the run.
Absolutely. So what's going on here is I'm gonna try to open my pause menu and close it over and over again until I pause in the same frame that Link falls. Oops, I missed it there. And if I do that, it interrupts Link's falling and actually pushes. Oh, nice. One frame. That pushes Link down into the HUD menu for some reason, and pushes him down enough where he can screen transition down into the maze.
And yeah, it's not out of bounds because don't worry about it. Good not transitioning before
That
the
was
text
kinda
box shows
close.
up. That's important. Yeah, a little worried. That would lead us to actually needing to reset there. Because,
You'd have to go to Candlelit. Oh, no, we can't do that.
yeah.
That's right. No, it'd be dead.
Someone said if you get 6 leaves, it turns into the key,
Oh, really?
but I don't know if that's true or not. I've never tried
Yeah,
it.
you would. I think you'd have to get all the
Yeah,
other leads.
I'd have to
and
go to, like-
be the key.
I'm gonna kill him. I'd have to go to like where you would normally go to the warp point in Tall and you just jump down
Yeah,
into it because I don't have the any of the trading sequence items. Oops.
Yeah, so
Nice.
speaking of Jesus jumping, here we go, the big 2 buffer. So while we don't have the flippers, and that's important, we can pause on the frame that Link makes that splash, and we can jump out of the water, and we can transition left, right, and down because it's the same concept of that kind of buffer with the pause menu. And a lot of this stuff exists because if anybody saw the Workless run at the last GDQ, we did a lot of fun things with pausing and creating a million sounds to prevent things from loading into the game. They fixed that by making us have this slower menu, but that gave us frame buffering and the ability to do all sorts of other tricks. So, you know, it's an interesting trade-off from having a snappy menu to having really cool tricks. So, and this is Dungeon 3. There are a million enemies in it. We're gonna kill them all so we can grab a piece of power.
Piece of power.
Yeah. Piece of power doubles Link's sword damage, makes him run faster, and makes him picks up pots faster. And there are just a billion. Oh, and there's the acorn drop, so that's nice. So we should be good without getting another acorn drop.
I think we get one more.
Oh, we should note that when the acorn drops, it doesn't count towards the piece of power counter. So it's just a lost kill.
There's, yeah, but you just don't want to see the acorn in this room, because then silly things can happen.
Alright, so we're about to do a trick called the Dongo Skip. Spice can explain that because it's your baby, your brainchild.
You can do what's called a, I guess we call it sword out super jump, where you hold your sword in a charged position, you jump into the wall, and then you just press away. And that allows you to do a super jump, and then you release your spin slash, and you hit the Dodongo snake, and if you do it right, you can redirect yourself over the block.
Okay,
so I really wanted to get that in the marathon. That's a really difficult trick.
Very nice.
It saves like
that is
3 seconds maybe.
And it also saves bombs.
And what's it called, Alpha?
It's called the French press.
Thank you.
Which I named because we hadn't come up for a name for it, and I just decided to call it that. And,
We call a lot of tricks French blank because the French are known for being very good at this game.
because
so if the trick
Sagas
is
is way
hard
too good at this game.
and doesn't save much time, we call it a French strat.
Yeah. There's one more coming up like that.
Amazing.
There's only a way you could tackle that object.
I don't know.
Coming
I
up
can't
here.
read Japanese. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, you've played this game in English once, so this
At
boss
least
is actually
once.
a little bit harder.
You know, I played it at least once.
Yeah, at least once. Horse Seabass, quote him, oh no. But that fight is actually a little bit harder with Piece of Power, because the stun animation from slashing him with the sword when you're trying to break him apart gives him a lot of iframes. So you have to slash your sword very differently than you would if you don't have it, and that's actually the same effect is applied when you get Red Tunic, which is why it can be slower on one boss in particular later in the game. However, Red Tunic makes you pick up pots faster and do one fight faster, so optimally it can save you 0.4 seconds, so
I think it
everybody
is
vote for Red Tunic.
0.4 seconds that we tasked it out to be with Red Tunic. And that's if you're a task. RTA,
Yeah,
we consider blue to be faster just because most people can't play Frame Perfect.
Yeah.
But unlike other people, I can play Frame Perfect because I'm amazing. So donate towards Red Tunic so I can go fast. I got the battle text.
Yeah, oh, there's power text.
Big rough.
Yeah, so there's a ton of overworld stuff going on right now. We're just picking up a couple pieces of heart that, you know, you definitely would know where to look in the game. So we could probably fit a donation or two here. Or 5.
Oh, I've got plenty. Don't worry.
Go for
We've
it.
got $25 from Green. Clearly, we need to go fast, and the best way to go fast is to increase the amount of damage we do. Thus, the Red Tunic is obviously superior, so we have to pick the Red Tunic.
Okay, before you do another donation, I'm going to go for a Frame Perfect save and quit here. If I don't get it, I got a cutscene. Oh, I didn't get it.
And Terran gets what's coming
I
for
got the
him.
2 buffer. That's lame.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
really
lame.
lame. I'm sorry,
You
guys.
should have just let Terran get chased by
I was
bees.
trying to get. You can skip a buffer there and do it Frame Perfect. If you miss it, you have to watch like a 20-second cutscene. So either I get it and I'm insane, or I get the cutscene and we gotta watch a cool cutscene. And instead, I got the lame 2 buffer. I'm sorry, guys. I tried.
Yeah, but that's a good cutscene because we get to see Terran chased by bees. But basically, we just skipped a whole bunch of the trade sequence because the game, after you beat Dungeon 3, is just like, yeah, you definitely got the stick from Kiki the Monkey. Like, there's no way that you could be here unless you got that stick. So they don't even bother checking for it, which is really, really convenient. And as we head back to the Seashell Manor to pick up yet another seashell.
Yeah, if you
this
come here
will
with
be number
5 or 10, you get an extra one.
Seashell riding in this game is really nice. There are 26 in the game. You only have to get 20. You can't actually get more than 20. They all turn into rubies afterwards.
Yeah, so they don't even appear on your sub screen afterwards, so it doesn't even matter if you get more than you get 20. As long as you get the level 2 sword, it's all 100% cares about in terms of requirement.
There's time for a couple more donations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have $20 from Xander TJE. Go Glyph! I sure hope you show everyone the power of wide bump, the most important trick. Donation goes to Blue Tunic because I wouldn't want you to go through the pain that is Red Tunic.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
thanks,
appreciate
Xander.
that a lot.
We also have a $1,500 anonymous donation.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yo.
Love the Zelda series, love Link's Awakening, and love seeing it run at GDQ.
So right there was another attempt at a cutscene skip. However, unless you get that frame perfectly, it saves frames. So you just kind of go for it, and then either save the 2 seconds
For some
or
reason,
don't.
I get the B cutscene skip frame perfect much more consistent than that one, and I don't know why. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. There's 3 of those in the game. The next one is a very big bless RNG moment because you can save 14 seconds on that one. Or if you really screw it up, lose a lot of time. But there's the ocarina.
You super jump.
We were
skip
inside
past
of
it
a
real quick.
dream.
I'm about to do the best part of the game, by the way. Be prepared for this, because this is actually the best part of the game. We're about to do fishing.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh yeah, Finalflame. Let's get some Finalflame fishing commentary in here.
Oh yeah. Like sports
All right,
announcer
you're
style.
gonna ask for it.
Let's go.
Here we go. There goes the line. There are the fish. We want to catch the fish closest to us. Instead, well,
Sorry,
we had
guys.
one. We let it get away. He tries again. Here it comes. We're going to let this line drop. Don't catch that small fish. We don't want that. We want that big guy. Come on. Grab it. Grab it. There we go. We got it.
Yeah. So that fish has a lot of interesting properties. One, it has a piece of heart in it, and by catching it while we have 3 pieces of heart, it skips the piece of heart cutscene, so it's nice and fast. Letting that first fish go is intentional. It is a faster. Oh, so wait, hang on. This is more important.
Oh.
So we need a lot of bless RNG. Bow Wow can sometimes be further to the right and save you 2 seconds on the 3rd clank, and we will see if we get it. It would be so hype, and we don't get it.
It's still a faster cutscene overall, I think. But you can skip, like, Bow
Yeah.
goes to the left and right, and he goes all over. You can skip one of those cycles. So
Yeah.
only knows to go to the next
So-
cycle when he cleans off Link.
Yeah. So if you're really, really good and like capable of destroying your wrists while playing the fishing minigame, catching that first fish can be faster, but also just don't do it, please. But we have more.
So we did have that cutscene, which was a bit of RNG.
No more
Luckily,
RNG.
there's not really much more RNG for a while, so that's pretty fortunate for him. But we're gonna be going collecting some seashells along the beach, and then going to see everyone's favorite girl, bird, Marin, who only dreams of being able to fly, but we won't be able to understand any of that. But we will be able to have like a nice little date with her, where she just speaks Japanese at us for a while.
No cutscene,
And there's-
or no RNG in this cutscene at all, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no RNG.
Also, can we mute Alpha for this?
The birds that are moving in the background are completely scripted. You always know they're gonna move the same way.
Exactly.
They're not RNG.
They'll tell you, oh man, they're all getting nice and close today.
Because they're
Because
scripted.
it's always that way.
Uh-huh.
If viewers at home can test this, they can do it on their own Game Boy Color. See, it's exactly the same.
Yeah. They're definitely RNG.
What was that?
Okay.
Shoutouts to Crapone, probably.
Probably.
Shout outs to Cravone. We'll be shouting out Cravone several more times during this run. And
So after you talk to a girl and say yes to her enough, she'll just follow you. That's how it works. So we're just gonna take Marin around a while and get some nice pictures of her. We're gonna drop into a well and have her crush us while we get this piece of heart. We're gonna take her down to the beach and look like a frog.
Oops.
Wait, what? Where are you going?
Oh,
are
where
you
am I
going?
going?
I just said the frog.
Yeah.
You did.
We're just taking the scenic route.
I saw my
There's
dog
nothing wrong
walk
with
next
that.
to me, and I got excited.
Trying to go to dog.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Froglink.
There's so many things going on in this game that people can just sometimes forget what they're doing and just move on instinct based on where they are somewhere else in a different route. But yeah, this picture's probably the one that you missed, because why? Why would you ever go there?
I think I missed all the Marin pictures casually. I don't think I got any of them.
I know I got this next one because I was just running around. And this is, you're having a nice day. You go in front of the weather vane, and then all of a sudden Mario shows up and is a big jerk to you. And just kind of like ruins your nice
And
day.
he shields you
Yeah.
from your date. Yeah. Also, I do want to just throw out there, there are some other events you can do with Marin. You can take her to the trendy game, and she's obviously a professional, but you don't get any photos for that, so it's not required in
That
this
would have been a good
category,
incentive.
even if it's cool.
I think you should make sure to add that as an incentive.
That would be a good incentive to play on English.
I didn't know about that.
I actually have
Yeah.
a channel points award for to play in Hundo Run in English. Want to see an English Hundo Run? And there you go.
So, coming up right now is, it's Walrus Skip in
No, it's
every other
not.
category, but we're not really skipping it.
It's not while we're skipping any category, but I'm not going to talk about that today.
This is walking skip in this category.
Walking
Yeah.
It
like
skips
10
some of
tiles
Marin
over
walking.
to the horse. Just
Yeah.
because where Marin is on screen, the game knows to end the cutscene when she walks off, so we just have her closer to the end of the screen. It goes faster. And we like going faster at GDQ.
Yeah, and you'll see, it ends everything when she leaves the screen, so this bunny just phases out of existence.
Also, I should point out we're in Animal Village, so save the animals.
If you're saving the animals, you can stop what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
you're about to
I
destroy
feel about
them.
that.
Oh, that's true. I guess that's true. Okay, kill the animals.
So I guess
So-
we have to kill them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we haven't showed off that kind of bomb trigger yet, but if you mash bombs over a pit, the pit just makes them disappear immediately, but
They still
their
exist.
existence is still recorded somehow. So if you hit twice within 4 frames, I think, it'll just do the bomb trigger.
Yeah, and basically, picking up a piece of heart is one of those cutscenes that you can skip. So here's a pit.
So, yeah, this is
shoot
the,
arrows into it.
The yellow soft serve machine, and we just get a key from
You
it.
just gotta pay the troll toll and get your key.
Yeah,
no mini
you
boss.
just give it arrows. There's
Yeah,
nothing
just
else going
get to
on in there.
sacrifice arrows into it, and it gives us a key.
I don't know how Nintendo expected
Also-
you to figure that out.
Here I like to say like a frame by holding down as soon as I grab the heart piece. It's like frame perfect, and I do it every time because I like it. You can hold down
'Cause he's
as
so
the next box
good.
comes up.
Yeah, Glyph is pretty good. He has record in LA Hundo.
I
So,
do.
you know.
I'm gonna go back to it and
Which-
try to get sub hour.
Yeah, which is a very, very different game than this one because out of bounds rules and just the mechanics of the game in general. Every single category in this game is extremely different because they are so unbelievably broken, and this is probably the least chill run out of all of them. Because there is never like 2 seconds that we are not trying to do something crazy. So,
Right.
except for sometimes we're
That
walking.
said, we do have 2 seconds
Yeah.
if we're not doing anything crazy
Yes.
where we can probably get a donation or two.
Yeah, we have to show a song.
Just gotta listen to this song.
We have a $50 donation from Twin Dad. After all the greatness of the Awful Block, I can't wait to see it capped off with Link's Awakening DX. We have a $25 donation from Matthias. It's ridiculous how broken this game is, and I'm loving every minute of it. And a $25 donation from GDEX86 that just says, Red Tunic. Sure, it's harder, but that's the price of fashion.
I think Red Tunic looks horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I think it looks so bad in this game.
Actually, Glyph, I should mention, Red Tunic, just spoiling it a little bit for you, Red Tunic is currently $1,100 ahead.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
amazing. So the only
Thank you so much to all the people who contributed
No,
to
vote
that.
blue. Vote blue right now.
the biggest
Let's get a
argument for
$25 blue tunic train.
the only
Let's get a $5,000 train on Blue Tunic. So this section, we're just heading up to get towards Dungeon 4, we're going to be doing a little bit of a tougher route where you have to bonk on things and clear the
These
pits.
bonks are not free at all, and they save 0.2
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, big old French
This
bombs.
one's a lot more free.
You got
But
it.
yeah, they're very tough to get.
Yeah, some people just don't even go for them because it's such a minimal
think
time save
people
and you
shouldn't
lose
go for
so
them.
much.
But want to know the main reason for doing that is so we don't have to equip the feather, because every time we have to go into that menu, it's going to waste a couple seconds.
Yeah, so we just gotta
Yeah.
optimize the items that we have for the most part.
Yeah, 2 seconds per
So you're
menu.
just going to be going to open Dungeon 4 and then save quick back to that cave, saving a little bit of reach reversal.
I'm getting
so I think
really
that's
good at
a little bit
RNG,
of time
by
for
the way.
another donation.
That was really good enemy RNG. I never get that in PB attempts.
We have a $20 donation from Corn Catnap. Good luck, Glyph. Give us some good content and wide bump. Mambo is best song. Donation for Red Tunic to cancel out Xander.
Agreed with the best song.
I can't wait to explain Wide Bump.
Oh boy.
Gotta explain it. I can't wait for people to see it.
Okay. So we've got one of the most important tricks of the game coming up here. It saves a quarter of a second,
Hey.
and looks like he's got it.
Hey,
Very good.
if you miss it, you lose a second.
If you miss it, your run's invalid. You reset.
Yeah, that's
What are you
true.
talking about?
So jumping against that water is actually a little bit faster because we need to.
Yeah, water and grass slow you down, I think, every fourth frame.
Yeah. So up here, we're gonna do a bunch of very important things before this, but we're going into this cave, so we can work back to it. But in there is going to be early rooster skip. We call it early rooster skip because in other categories you need the hook shot, and you're only going up here once, so it's faster to get then. And that was curious.
Weird. I've never seen that before. That was
Yeah.
interesting. This game is weird.
Yeah. So here's the most important part. We have glowing butt sword.
Of course.
And
The photographer's just gonna take a little slip and
yeah.
pass away.
Rest in peace.
He was very threatened by
they're
our
dead.
glowing butt sword, but here's he does a menu there because it'll make this faster in case this trick goes very, very south.
This is probably the hardest trick in the run, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's much easier than the normal skip. Every other person will disagree with that statement, but basically we're going to be doing pit buffers here until we clip into this wall, and this is on average faster. There's a select menu that's a 4-frame advance instead. It's a bit risky. He wasn't quite clipped in yet, and so he does boots and shovel
Hey,
to
got it.
make it so he doesn't have to do a frame
Nice.
perfect jump.
That's kind of worried about that trick. You can lose a lot of time to that trick.
Yeah,
I'm glad I got it
but-
first try. It's probably the hardest trick in the run, I would say.
Yeah, even with average RNG, which he kind of got at like 7 buffers, it's still like 14 seconds faster than perfect later skip. So
You can
it's
either
nice.
miss the frame and waste like 30 seconds, or you can get just a million buffers with bad subpixels and you never get it.
yeah,
So I'm
but
glad that
it's-
went well. Uh-oh.
on average, you'll basically always save some amount of time.
Okay. Okay. That was really awkward, but it's fine.
Oh, you
Also,
don't
this
do
jump
the
right here
water.
skips like half the dungeon. It's really easy too.
Yeah, I definitely did that casually. I think a lot of people did jumps like that casually, but here's another Jesus jump.
This skips the mini
That's very
boss.
convenient. We'll see him later, don't worry, in case he was your favorite.
Got the I thought I
so-
got the good pattern. I didn't.
Yeah. These are also
baited me.
RNG. You can
Yeah,
get,
there are, I think, 5 patterns that can show up,
yeah.
and they're just fixed patterns. So if you recognize the start, you can try to predict which way it's going. But I think just for that center start,
Yeah, it's 2 different
there are 2
patterns.
different
it
ways
has
you
to
can
do.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
All right, we're gonna
and
go
depending on how the Helmasars decide to move. This also thanks shout out to Black SR. This is a super swag setup that saves like next to no time compared to a little bit easier setup, but it's way cooler, so it's better.
Yeah, that looks really
Saves,
awesome.
like, 4
and now we have a
seconds.
very, very difficult skip.
Yeah, hold
Oh,
up
good,
and
you made
left
it.
and then press jump. This is the hardest boss in
Some
the
good
game.
dungeon design.
Glyph's gonna need some serious time.
I didn't make the arrow noise.
Yeah.
Alright, that's Kervone's skull, by the way.
Yeah. He likes to
On the
inform
bottom.
us that we can't even hook shot down.
It's impossible.
This is is when he'll chime in saying that if you sword buffer down and then open your menu to shut down, you can, but why?
After this,
time
we're
for,
gonna
like-
be getting... Yeah, we're gonna be getting another song in a moment, so I think we got time for like 4 or 5 donations at least.
Alright, what are you talking about?
Well, yeah.
1 donation.
Glyph just
I'll
really
make it a
wants to
good
hear
one.
the
How about
song.
$50 from Astronomus? Hey all, Astro here. I'm really excited to see Glyph running LADX Hundo at AGDQ. I've lost many family members to cancer, so I feel it is necessary that we support any efforts possible to stop it for good. Let's put this towards Red Tunic. Glyph deserves to feel the greatness that is Fast Tunic.
Thanks, Astro. This is Mambo song, best song.
Yeah, so
Agreed.
the reason why people like this song is because Link's upside down. It has nothing to do with the music. There's a better song later in the game.
He's wrong. Oh,
Oh,
love the stream delay.
yeah, me too. And the no audio from us.
Oh yeah, that's right. But that was best song. That's the peak of the run. Hope you enjoyed.
So
Coming up.
speaking of art pieces that you probably didn't find as a kid without the Prima guide, this one, where it's just underwater in this cave.
For some reason, I remember getting that one. I think it's just because I mashed a bunch of buttons when I fell down from D7.
Yeah, I think
and
I got that
it.
one as a kid too.
Because like it's
'Cause it's, like-
right underneath where you fall.
Yeah, I mean, I think I found that before D7, so I thought, oh, something's got to be here. It's just an empty room. So that's how I found it.
Yeah, and I think the skulls in the desert, if you sprinkle powder on them, would have told you about the desert one. There's a hint for the one in that tackle block cave.
I didn't know that.
It's somewhere. Oh, so there's a ghost. Don't worry about it. We're entering this phone booth
Makes
to
a cool
set
sound.
up. Yeah, to set up our last cutscene skip. But we're just gonna grab a seashell up here. So for whatever reason, I don't know the exact specifics of this, but we can bomb trigger in this room without having any prerequisites. This is gonna load in the thing. There's a lot of walls that are coded as pissed. There's a lot of things in this game that are basically just done in a way because it's a fragment of
Walls
hey,
are
you
pits.
had Game Boy hardware.
That's all you need
but-
to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, bomb triggering that allows us to skip basically the entire training sequence. So now we have the
Yeah.
sleeping eye mask. This is a family-friendly stream.
Yeah.
And we are going to give it to the mermaid. We're going
And
to do a
he-
cutscene skip here.
Yeah, he popped into that phone booth just so he can save and quit out of this cutscene. And he's going to be trying to save and quit buffer until he has
Kind of
the
early.
scale above him. But it's very hard at times. It's like a second and a half.
He saved 2
All right,
seconds.
so
you can save up to
someone
14
explain
seconds there.
this coming up. Is there any-
Glyph is really cool.
please,
you're-
GGQ,
do not
invite me
adjust
back.
your
I know it's
monitor.
gonna look really bad. White people happy in chat right now.
Yeah, he sets his Game Boy player to wide, and that makes this easier. And he wants to. Okay, so we got the same Zora twice, which that's, in my opinion, the hardest one to bump off of. He's clipped a little bit into the wall, but he
Easy
can
every
bring it
time.
out. Yeah, you know, on the Game Boy player, you can press
If you-
L and R
if
to
you
make
ask
it
me-
widescreen.
It's not easier widescreen. If you ask me why I do it, I'd tell you because I think it's fun. It makes a hard trick even harder. That's it.
Yeah,
I did it at a tournament one time and people liked it, and so I do it because it's funny.
yeah.
Hope you
There-
enjoyed.
3 Zora spawns. Top, I think, is the hardest one to do. Bottom Zora has a consistent setup. The one that just showed up, middle Zora, that one you can just sort of YOLO. So this is the cutscene where Link will murder the photographer. That's the only explanation for what happens here. As we see, he's being hooked and ready to be, you know, placed into the tackle box.
Yeah, I always thought that the mouse was already dead and they're just dredging the pond.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. That's also possible. But Link's like, ew, that's a rat. Don't pick that up. But so we went and got that early magnifying lens to waste a bunch of time now to save a bunch of time later. It all adds up to about a 1.5-minute time save, and
Yeah, compared to the old route you saw in
Yeah.
SGDQ 2016.
yeah, by basically just skipping all of the worst dungeon in the game, D5. Shout out to Giacob, who's going to be very mad at me for saying that. Nobody else likes it but him.
Astro does.
And Astro likes it.
Why?
I don't know. She's a weird person.
Yeah, that D5 is very long. You have to fight a mini boss 4 times. It's got a bunch of really dumb jumps in it. It's got Helmasaurs.
There's like
Dinosaurs are the
nothing good
worst.
about D5.
No,
The stew route is pretty good though.
oh, the stew route, you just go to the end and you jump over the boss. Yeah, the stew is no system transitions or wrong warps, which means out of bounds is allowed, because again, if you start allowing system transitions and wrong warps, the game is about 4 minutes long. Stew is like half an hour. This game is busted.
So I have the boomerang. The boomerang, you can't just get it. You have to trade an item you have for it. And so it's required for 100%, even though we have to trade. So I think the developers kind of intended you to use shovel because you don't really need it after G3. I think that's what they intended. I'm not sure, but that's what we did.
Yeah, they let you trade anything on the B, well, most things on the B button. It doesn't let you give away certain items, I think.
Yeah, anything without a level or quantity you can give away.
Come on. Dude.
Okay, that was weird.
So like, boot, feather, boomerang, shovel, hookshot, rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh
we have
my
a
gosh,
bunch of...
I'm getting such bad subpixels there. I think it's subpixel dimension. I think it's the boomerang subpixels, honestly. That's my theory.
Yes. We have a lot of swing here,
just
so...
a cut.
Probably have time for one donation.
We have a $100 donation from Skellor. Love watching this great event every year. Link's Awakening was the first Legend of Zelda game I ever played, so I had to donate during the run. Good luck to all the runners.
Again here, I need to hit the right button or else I lose my run. So let's not do that. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, Glyph has just gone from 0 arrows to 60 arrows, which is good. Because arrows are great, we no longer really care about arrows. Then we're gonna Mambo.
And I just do want to throw out that we're getting close to the shut off for the incentive a bit more. So if you've got any last minute donations, get them in quick.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that off once we enter the color dungeon, which is coming up right after we kind of turn this ghost in.
I did tell you a minute ago, Dr. No, that we would be shutting off after the mini boss, but we've decided just now that it's better to shut it off when we enter the dungeon. So that'll be in about a minute. So get your donations, last minute donations in now. I think Blue Tunic can still make it. We gotta get a train going. You can get Blue Tunic. It can happen, I believe.
Look, we've got a second for a donation right now, I think.
Yep.
I wouldn't hold your breath on that. We have a $250 donation from Ketty Cat. Had to donate during Link's Awakening, the first Zelda game I ever played. Also, Red Tunic. Best Tunic.
So we're gonna go underground. This tunnel connects into the graveyard, and we're gonna show off some of the cool properties of the boomerang, where it just the boomerang.
That was weird.
Where it just like goes through things, kind of. Don't worry about it.
That trick is free. Sometimes.
There you go. That's a good explanation of it.
That's a good explanation of a lot of the tricks in this game. It's free when the game wants it to be. But yeah, so.
All right, so now we're in color dungeons. Let's go ahead and shut off the incentive. And you can let me know who won after the boss. Oops, I hit the wrong button.
Yeah,
So I can't read Japanese. Don't blame me for that. It was not because I was just mashing A. I can't read Japanese, so I have a good excuse.
Yeah, so, fun fact, GlyphDX is a black cart, which means you can play it on the original Game Boy, and they just tell you don't understand colors, get out. Like, they won't let you in.
There are ways in, but it really glitches stuff.
Yeah, so this is, because of the power of the Game Boy Color, and like the more RAM that it had and better processor, they slapped this dungeon in. This game normally has the Overworld, Underworld 1, and Underworld 2. This is a third map that is 16 by 16. Every room that isn't used is filled with the final boss of this dungeon. But it is basically like, they just like, hey, we'll just add this in and put a connection to it. Like, it is really slapped on, which
yeah, the whole dungeon is jerry-rigged together. It's horrible.
Yeah, well, some of it's nice, especially for something that room with the rupees on the ground. That's the only instance in the game where there's rupees that are just on the ground, and they did an interesting strategy of figuring out how those were there as we fight this slime boss with some powder.
Nice unlock.
Yeah, if you run out of powder, actually, you get to see a fairy bring you a bag of powder, which is neat, but you'll never see that. But basically, Glyph is going to save and quit and then hard reset the game. And those rupees on the ground are stored in volatile memory. So when you hard reset the game, that memory gets blown out, so they're there again. And we need to get up to 300 rupees in order to purchase the last song. And that is the most convenient way of doing it without having already done Dungeon 5, and that's slow, so yeah. And that's the Stone Hinox. Goodbye.
Alright, coming up, we have one of the worst rooms in the game. We call it Bingo Room. Shout out to P-Dog. And so Bingo Room is really annoying just because it's all RNG, and these enemies are really janky, and Boomerang is really janky, so it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah, there is a trick that's basically impossible.
Oh,
That you can get two guys in the same hole if
They
they're
didn't
wrong
really give me a
colors.
pattern where that would work, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's like no way to get it if you're a human. This is a really hard puzzle if you don't know that you can just do that.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. It was pretty clean.
So, where are we?
This boss.
I'm just asking
this boss,
out
by the
of
way,
curiosity.
is I don't understand how he works. I don't understand. But now he's dead. So there you go.
Yeah, it's
What's your tunic run?
So it was close for a while, but with $4,132, Red Tunic is indeed best tunic.
All right, let's go. All right, going with Red Tunic.
okay.
Thank you to
I
all the
learned
true
Red
heroes.
Tunic last week, so let's do this.
Yeah, so Red Tunic doubles your damage, gives you Piece of Power on your sword, and basically the Piece of Power pot pickup. It doesn't give you the speed, which if it did, we'd probably never ever go Blue Tunic, but the downsides are you have the increased iframes of that bosses have, which makes the Dungeon 5 boss much harder. It makes certain timings a little bit weird. It can make one sub-boss go poorly, but it will save time on Armos Night coming up, as
It
well
will,
as
if I'm
entering
good.
it. But the other downside to it is, because we take full damage, it's possible that a really cool trick might be extremely dangerous at the end of the run, depending on how much damage we end up taking. It's very free with Blue Tunic, because you're just never taking damage again.
Anyway, we have time for a lot of donations here because it's just Signpost Maze, really dull. So go ahead and, oops, I failed that. I'm
It's
kind
time
of known
for
for
more
failing that, by
donations.
the way. It's my thing. I had to fail in a marathon. I'm just known for failing it. All right, so yeah, just spit them off here. We have a lot of time.
We have a $510 donation from Akira Lamont. Link's Awakening DX by GlyphDX. That deserves a DX donation, which in Roman numerals is 510. All aboard the $5 10-cent donation train.
Let's go.
We have a $50 donation from Long Way Down. The Legend of Zelda is my favorite series, and I have an especially soft spot in my heart for Link's Awakening. I'm loving this run and whistling along with all the music. Good luck, Glyph, and thanks to all the staff and folks behind the scene.
All right, so now we have 300 rupees. We can buy this song. We'll let you listen to it because it's a okay song, not the
Best
best
song.
Worst.
Not the best song.
Terrible.
So we can see we have different opinions on this.
Horrible.
We can
Everybody
get
has
some more
a different
donations, I
opinion.
think.
We donated through Mom Booth, so...
We have a $30 haiku donation from Sushi Elemental. Awake or dreaming, melodies we must collect. The sun shines over Mount Windfish. Chat, I'm going to need you to weigh in on that one, whether or not they've fulfilled the requirements.
Last line was a little iffy.
I will point out, this might look a little bit weird on stream because I'm streaming at 30 FPS. Just because Hundo has a lot of like flashing lights, they looked fine on the Game Boy LCD because it kind of blurred everything together. But it's a little bit iffy when it comes to the flashing light stuff. So
Yeah.
I wanted to stream at 30 FPS for people who are
That
more
scene in
photosensitive.
particular,
Yeah, it can be a
I
little
don't-
bit bad.
nobody has a capture card that like handles that scene well.
Yeah.
shoutouts to Giacob again, who has a capture card that the game will change to black and white and wavy on his capture card for that scene. It is very cool.
My old one just did black and white. It was kind of neat.
Yeah, so here we're going to be swimming around the best real estate in the game, Candlelit Castle, which is really cool, but while Glyph is focusing really hard on tapping the A button once every 44 frames, we got time for more donations.
We have $25 from Dr. Turklefeet. I love that you are crushing one of my favorite games. Thanks to GlyphDX and the couch for this awesome run. Dealing with cancer is always super hard, so this is a bright point for my year every year.
I like that for a frame. Link's tunic turns blue for some reason when he picks up a water harpies, and it's just fun. I don't know why it happens. It's so bizarre.
So up here is where we confirmed that we did in fact murder the photographer. Also jumping into this room, you get
nice
this
visual glitch.
Yeah, it saves no time, but it's great. So he's white here, so he's clearly a ghost because in this room, all of his colors are loaded, but it's white, and that has to be a deliberate decision.
People thought this was
an
emulator glitch for a long time because no one played on console. But I am playing on console right now, and it's clearly not an emulator glitch. Just they decided not to apply his palette to him, even though the palette exists in that room. They decided not to apply it.
Just like a porting issue from the probably. Even though he wasn't in the port, but like they put a lot of stuff into this. This is a really good game. Like this next part, I won't run the original game because this is lag city and it does not lag at all in the DX version, which is phenomenal.
Right. So yeah, Armos Maze can be a little bit tricky. Hopefully I get it pretty clean. This is our last seashell, by the way, in here. Hopefully. Should be.
Yeah.
Let's hope I didn't forget anything.
Yeah, I was a little sad you didn't quite get the super swag bump where you bounce off the bottom one and then also bounce off the top one. It's so hard to do, but it's so cool.
It's not that cool, but yeah. Also, you can kind of clip in some Marmoses using that wall clipping glitch you talked about earlier. I'm really bad at this fight. Oh, I clipped the wrong thing. I need to clip.
Yeah, you gotta. So this fight has different strats. With Blue Tunic, it's technically faster for arrows, but it's the most boring thing in the world, so people do boot strats anyway. Red Tunic strats are that.
They are pretty free. You can normally only hit it with like a boot dash or a spin slash, but if you have the Red Tunic, it counts.
Or level 2 sword, but we don't have level 2 sword yet. Also, this level 2 sword in this game, I should point out, is called Seashell Sword, but they changed it to Candlelit Sword, or not, Cajolant Sword in the Switch remake. I don't know why, just an interesting fact.
Probably because over the many years they realized that seashells do not make for a good, sturdy sword material.
It's called the Seashell Sword, it means made out of seashells.
I don't know about that. You take all your seashells and they put them together with the power of lightning.
No, you just give it. Maybe you just give it to the mansion and then he makes a sword for you.
Oh, maybe, but that seems less fun than the silly strat. Make sure you don't deboost here, or you'll die.
No, I've got them equipped. Oh, nice.
Yeah, he is on low health right now, but as soon as he gets into the dungeon, he'll be able to get some easy health.
So if I fail this, I die. Shadow Scissor Alex.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind you, just in case you like went into autopilot and were thinking, I have Blue Tunic, I can't possibly die here.
I noticed. It's hard not to notice with this horrible beeping sound.
Yeah, those
luckily,
are two
we
hard
have Boomerang,
things.
and Sparks in this game give you very easy to use Boomerang on them, so it's really convenient. They just get a health refill right here. So this is a pretty cool
with
dungeon.
the refill, I was like kind of worried you'd hit the Moldorm.
Oh yeah, it would have been fine, because I would have just... I don't know, it would have been fine.
It wouldn't have been
It's
the
all
worst step.
fine. You're paranoid.
I'm very paranoid.
Yeah, so
Ouch.
Dungeon 6. This I love this room because you can just hold up and left and you don't have to do anything and you'll just
Actually, I
win.
use feather strats, because it's slightly faster.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's faster, but you can just hold up and left and it's cool. It makes that a very interesting logic check in the rando that exists.
I'm gonna go for a frame perfect bomb trigger here. Probably won't get it, but I'm gonna go for it.
This saves next to no time, but it saves time.
when you do a bomb trigger against a horizontal transition, it's much more finicky, and you have to be facing up. It's really bizarre how it works.
Yeah,
So they're just really harder and subpixel dependent. Also, I'm gonna fill this room.
Yeah, so this is where he might lose all the time that Red Tunic saves by missing this Sword Slash right here.
Okay.
Oh, it gets it!
Perfect.
Yeah, if he misses
I
it,
just learned that
wastes
strat
3
last
seconds.
week because I've never used Red Tunic in a run before like last week.
Yeah,
I was prepping for this.
With blue or just green tunic, it's incredibly free. You just slash the guy from a certain height and he lines up perfectly. Red tunic, he zooms all the way across the room. And up here,
Right here, there's a special kind of super jump that we call a shock jump. This is actually like the
Nice menus.
sort of original kind of super jump that we found. Well, not we, but well before my time. But it uses a special property of key blocks and pushable blocks where if you jump diagonally into them, it sort of queues you up for a super jump. So we used that a couple times in this dungeon, and I think there's one in D7 that I don't know if you used.
It was the first super jump that I was found. People kind of forgot about it for years and years until they implemented the runs. I don't know why.
I think they were running on
Yo.
1.2. Oh,
First
that's...
try.
Let's go.
Shoutouts to Bamboo.
Oh, I'm gonna get such bad luck on EHS. I'm using up all my marathon luck right here. It's over.
Yeah, just don't waste 2 minutes by grabbing the key and then pausing for 40 seconds
Oh
to
my
think about
gosh.
what
Holy
you've done.
cow.
Oh, the beam! That was intended.
That was all intentional, by the way. Also, this boss, you can just place bombs before you spawn. This boss is still there.
It took until the English version of Oracle of Seasons for Facade to not be coded where you can just damage him before you even start the room, basically.
Yeah, it's
just
switching so just
interesting.
in the Japanese version of Seasons in a different way. So it's
Wait, Seasons.
yeah, Nintendo can't really get this boss right, but they sort of got it right in LAS at least. You can see some glitches.
Yeah, it's like they don't even fight him in LA, they jump around him.
To be fair, you wouldn't really find that glitch casually.
No, but here's a fun glitch.
You can just pick up the bomb while you're in the cutscene, so I can just mash A and keep on throwing and picking up the bomb.
And show
Also,
us
if I
the
throw it,
explosion.
You see the
That is a
explosion is
rainbow.
rainbow. So yeah, shout out to the rainbow bomb explosion.
Yeah, and he gets that. You just do that on buffer because it saves 2 seconds. If you have to buffer that bomb trigger, it saves no time. So you just kind of yellow that.
So here's where we find out if I actually got all 20 seashells. I didn't check.
If you didn't, there are backups that we have
There's a
had
backup
to do live
next to
before.
Candlelit. I would have to pit buffer it, but it's fine. I've done it in randos before.
Yeah, that would suck to do it
Shout
in
out
a
to the
tournament,
randomizer
though.
of this game, by the way. The randomizer, we have 2 randomizers, and they're both really good. So if you want to try out this game in a different way, we have 2 randomizers.
There's boss randomizer, there's the worst randomizer, which is the talking owl statues give you items randomizer. That one's hard, especially when it's also
That
key
sounds
sanity at
horrible.
the same time.
We have an entrance rando as well, which is really
It's
cool.
especially annoying when you need the beaks for the ones in dungeons,
Yeah, that's like-
and you don't get the beak in the same dungeon as the owl.
Right.
Oh, that's the
It's
worst.
just the worst. I never played with owl statues.
Yeah. So,
So now we
this
have
is...
Dungeon 5. We have a pretty big glitch coming up. Someone want to explain that? Spice, maybe you can
Okay.
take that.
So, basically how the game works with small keys is that almost every room in the game is programmed so that it has a small key in it if a special item drops. But I think the Master Stelpos 4 room in this dungeon is the one that's programmed differently, where it says if the special item drops, it's not a small key, it's actually a hookshot. But as it turns out, if you just bring a small key into that room, it also says, hey, this was a special item, but now it's in this room, so it's, obviously it's a hookshot. So we're going to use the small key in this room, pull it through the transition using the boomerang, and the game will hopefully be nice enough to get it first try. Oh boy.
Oh, that's max time save.
Nice.
It is
We have
15
skipped
seconds.
basically the entire dungeon.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
15
so-
seconds every time you have to retry that trick.
It's 50% chance I get it because it's frame roll dependent. And
Yeah.
frame roll in this game is every other frame, so if depends if the boomerang hits the key on an even or odd frame, and I can't control that.
And
That's
the
also why you
frames
see
are-
the keys bouncing up and down on occasion when they hit the ground. It's frame rule.
Yep, and the frames are 60 FPS. Well, 59 point whatever.
Yeah, but so
Well, this actually has some really good RNG in this run. I think I just cursed it though.
we'll find out when we get to D7. Fun fact: you can kill this Master Selphos if you hit him.
Apparently not. He patched it.
Oh, I think you missed a shot. Which when you kill any Master Selphos, he drops a small key, and that's important because there's a way to skip more of this dungeon. Also, the mini-boss music is going to keep playing for a while, which is fun. We have to go grab the boss key real quick, but we need that small key. It's the most on the way. It's the fastest one. There is one that's sort of elsewhere that we can grab, but it's
You can
out
also
of the way.
skip the key block by doing a super jump.
Yeah, but that's slower.
Yeah, doing that unclipped.
I think it's faster than getting a key though. I don't know. But anyway, now we have the boss key, and we can just go beat the dungeon now, basically.
Yeah.
So that's why we have to get Boomerang early, we have to get Lens early. That's the reason for the whole reroute, is because it skips so much of this dungeon, which normally you have to backtrack all across. So it's a really cool Hundo exclusive glitch. I'm glad I got to show off. I'm glad I got first try too. DV attempts. that trick kills so many DVs. Also, hookshot is very broken.
Yeah, that jump is slower.
No, it's not. So
it's faster if you do it quick.
If you jump on the frame, the hookshot retracts to you. You can do a super jump. I want to show it off here too, actually. Why not? Like that. It's
Yeah.
frame perfect.
He's so good.
Yeah, no, but it's like I think that's slower unless you get it or something like that. So,
Yeah, but I always go for it.
yeah, it's
Yes, if you get
I-
it, it's faster alpha.
yeah, immediately.
Didn't I tell you that I'm always frame perfect?
I
Also-
guess.
So this boss is the reason that we get boots normally. I just want to explain why.
So as we mentioned, Red Tunic and Piece of Power give you an extreme knockback to your sword. This boss takes 8 hits with your sword to kill it. And if you have that knockback, it makes it extremely tight to get more than 3 hits on one cycle here.
So
and,
okay.
Not the worst.
Not bad.
Yeah, he got
And
6
as a
hits in.
bonus, I'm gonna say as a bonus, if you take too long to do it, it'll start coming up with big snakes, which just lose extreme amounts of time.
Yeah, they swim around. Yeah, he had 6.
Also,
he
shout out to
uses-
Alos. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
anything about it. Shout
I
out.
thought that was Say.
No, it was Alos.
It was Alos.
He did a menu and then
Yeah.
he sure beat the boss and then didn't pick up the instrument.
He accidentally played the song, Mambo song.
He
When you
did
play
the
Mambo
wrong
song in a
instrument.
dungeon, it warps you back to the beginning. He accidentally played that right before he got the instrument by tapping A by mistake.
Yeah, they do that menu there, even though like it would seem it would be safer to just do that menu here to skip door lag every time doors open and close.
And but you get
It's a-
boots. You can boots into the.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that too.
so we're on my way to D7. We have some time for a few donations here. I'm just gonna give you 1 or 2. Oops.
Yeah, we have $50 from Uncle Jerry. Loved this game's remake on Switch, but it's cool to see where it all started. Putting this donation toward Halo 3 because I'm pretty sure I played that game for 800 hours and would love to see it finished in 80 minutes. We also have a $25 donation from Wind Rider Shiva. My favorite moment in Legend of Halo, Halo's Awakening DX, is when Halo wore the red tunic when he defeated Halo to free Halo Hint Island from Halo.
I think that adds up.
I love it. All right, so here I'm gonna go for this second instance of obstacle skip. If I don't get it, then people will not let me live it down. Oops. Not supposed to
Although
live it.
first we're gonna be getting the second last piece of art.
Yeah, I might as well retire from speedrunning if I don't get this. Letting you know now. Yeah, it's the second one to last.
Yeah, so he did a buffer there. You can tell based on Link's hand placement whether or not your bomb trigger is set up correctly. So that's just a nice little thing. Hey,
The run is now valid. Congratulations.
I
You
did
don't
it.
have to retire.
shout out to Paul right there, just wanting
Dang
you
it,
to
so
come
I can
over.
retire.
You're one cold hombre.
You're one cold hombre.
I always thought that
actual
was a
text.
meme from Cravone. That's the actual text
No,
in
that's
the
the actual
game.
text from the game. I showed
Yeah,
it off
he
in
says
one of my
that
tournament
if
races.
you don't help him out, it's really funny.
Then there's this text from the blob when you triple powder on him.
So
It's like came
Speak-
on.
yeah.
Hey, mom.
So speaking of Mr. Frame Perfect, you're gonna do spice strats in this next room, right?
Yeah.
No.
Do it.
Do it!
You're frame perfect. And it's
Mr.
faster.
Frame Perfect, it's faster!
It's not faster.
Yes, it is.
It's literally not, because it's bad menus.
If you do it frame perfect, it's faster. And menus just mean you have the menu frame perfectly.
You guys suck.
Yeah!
That's so fast.
So that was faster. It's great.
Although I was like a bit scared about you putting hookshot on B because
I always have hookshot.
you might hookshot.
I've never had the problem with where you do the fake jump, which can happen. I think that's right.
Yeah.
My menus might be screwed up now because of you.
You're welcome.
Just play like a rando person and have no idea where your menu is, so you gotta do it on the fly every time.
That's
anyway.
slow though.
Yeah, what about fun percent?
Alright, so I
The
think,
Dungeon
I think
7.
it's okay.
This is a fun one.
Yeah, we completely break this dungeon with bomb triggers.
Yeah, usually
it's gonna go on.
Yeah, usually this dungeon's very long. You have to go around the, multiple layers, grab this big bowling ball thing, whatever you want to call it, throw it at the pillars to, make the dungeon collapse in on itself. What we're actually going to do is do the same thing but with bombs. We're going to use bomb triggers on the pillars in a set order and use it to skip the large majority of this dungeon.
Yeah, although first we gotta kill that green Zol, because that's the next animation, and if we don't kill it, it will just spawn that Zol instead of blowing up the pillars.
Also, it's a very scary shack jump here. I failed it in practice. Okay.
Also,
Yes.
And if you fall down that pit, you fall down to the lower floor.
That's the best spawn trigger in the game. It's so cool.
I just want to comment. I got a bunch of pings on the GlyphDX Discord calling me gross for that hookshot jumper.
You guys made me. I got peer pressured into it. Don't blame me.
I'm just
that was
glad
so
we were
good.
able to do it.
I've never done
yeah.
that before, by the way. That was. I've never done it, so I'm glad I got it first
You
try.
went through all the other silly hookshot jumps. Why wouldn't you go for that one? Oh,
So now we're going to
Also-
skip the boss key and going
Come
to
on.
try for this trick called Goomba Surf.
So this trick is a 25%.
Whoa, dude.
Oh boy,
Oh my-
blessed run.
Dude, that's
Frame
insane.
per
First try horse heads, first try Goomba Surf. That's a
What is
25%
this?
chance to happen.
This
Perfect
is insane.
RNG.
So this boss is busted if we save and quit after and don't go to a room with a war point in it. But it's also busted if we do that because you can just drop bombs. But Glyph is gonna slap this guy with his sword and then
Hookshot.
he's just gonna hookshot. Okay, I've seen some people do the spin slash at the start. But then when he goes off the top of the screen, his position is set to like -1, so we can just hookshot down in not water, and yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Just
weird. If you do
hookshot.
certain things, like you see in No Scroob, the HUD menu is actually solid. Oops, I missed it. It's really bizarre. I don't really understand why it happens.
Yeah,
But so we have one more instrument to go. Also,
Yeah.
the Frame Perfect Clink.
yeah, the HUD menu is solid, so you fight Evil Eagle with bombs because if you stay on that ladder, he will never do any of his like in the air attacks. He'll just swoop at you. So you don't have like you'll never have to worry about needing the level 2 shield ever. Which we just pick it up. That's the only time you'll see it is in the menu. Pressing save and quit there gives you control of Link when you're in that falling state, so we can not fall down that pit. Saves
My
much
menu
time.
might be messed up, by the way, but it's okay. We're almost done with the run, so it shouldn't affect it too much. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we probably have time for. Oh, I guess
no,
we
not
don't.
yet.
We
We have
don't.
one more.
Yeah,
we have one. The game's about to get very confused here in just a moment.
Oh boy.
I almost forgot about it. I was gonna say, I'm like, wait, no, we have this coming up.
Oops.
So this is the trick that Black found a couple years ago when we had a 100% tournament, which was like one of the first times a lot of people actually used the boomerang in a run. And we found out that if you are doing a boot dash and you use boomerang and feather
Oops. I was-
while pressing forward, some really weird things happen. Hopefully we'll see Glyph get it.
Yeah, you can just jump over this normally.
There we go.
Skipping Marin saves 45 seconds. So a little important to do.
We call that trick a zoomerang because
It's
Why
called
do you
Boomerang
not-
because you equip Boomerang on Z.
Sure. There are other places that it can be utilized, but I don't think it's necessarily faster or sane to even try to attempt in those places, so we don't. And
It's, yeah.
here's the last mad batter. Don't say no because it won't accomplish anything.
It just wastes time. Just wastes text boxes.
Yeah, we could get a donation in here.
We have a $5.10 donation from Carta, longtime watcher, first-time donator. It had to be during the run of my first Game Boy Color game. Now let's keep the $5.10 DX train keep rolling.
I love it.
Agreed.
I'm not gonna lie, I was very tempted to open that chest because of Rando Brain.
Finalflame, you want to take this next part?
Sure. So back in D7, we got the mirror shield because it is required. Per 100%, you're supposed to use it here to skip this, but if you clip into the wall like that, you skip, well, B.
Also, no one has ever died there.
No,
Especially not in a tournament. Or in a marathon run.
And, what? I thought you had to kill that guy.
You don't. You just had.
No, not if you don't bow out.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, bomb triggers are very finicky. Like, if a moblin shoots an arrow, you have to, like, save and quit to,
Or just
like,
go into
get bomb triggers again. Yeah,
go
or,
into
like,
the
go
booth.
into a house. Yeah. But, it's very... people kill him, just to prevent him sometimes from shooting an arrow if he's in a bad position and stuff like that, so...
So also, his head, the turtle rock doesn't have collision during the cutscene, so you can just walk right through it. Oops.
Yeah.
And, so it's gonna be doing a trick here, which we call bookshot, because bookshot goes on B. And this skips small key, which sounds like really small, but it's just a pain in the butt. You have to go all the way to the left side of the thing and come back.
For whatever reason, if you hit hookshot and feather on the same frame when hookshot is equipped to B, then it gives you an extra speed boost for some reason, and so you can use the extra speed boost to click the key block.
Yeah, and it should be noted that if you do that and you go back up the ladder there, you are soft-locked, and you have to
save and quit.
save and quit out.
Yeah.
But that
so now
would
we have
never happen to any
the
of us.
rod.
Not in a tournament.
This is the magic rod.
I'd like to point out.
It sets things on magic. That's the way it was intended. It's the only explanation as to why it beats the boss, but here's a
Also,
fun trick.
red tunic lets us swim in lava.
No. That's... so, Jesus jumping is a trick that is prevented after getting the flippers, but lava has no such problems with being used. But also boomerang's cool.
Yeah, it's not about red tunic, it's just
Yeah.
Jesus jump through it. and
Yeah,
swim in lava.
Jesus jump, and then to set your subpixels right, you can slash your sword and go through that transition, and it's consistent every time.
Also, here's the mini boss we skipped in D4. But he's really easy with level 2 sword.
Shoutouts to Q-Ball. And so here's the Roomba room. Don't make mistakes.
So there's many different ways you can do this room, but it's going to take the same amount of time no matter how you do it. The entirety of the time save comes from where you position yourself when this chest spawns, which you're in a pretty good position for.
Yeah,
As
everybody
long as
kind of
you
likes to
cut
do that room, possibly just the way they feel like it.
Everyone
I think
kind
it's
of does it in
27
their own way.
paths?
Kind of a fingerprint of each runner.
Yeah, so here we're gonna do another lava jump. This is just to clip us into the wall.
Yeah.
So
Just
we
like
can,
with Villa Skip, just jumping kind of pushes us down a few pixels and we can use that to
Yeah,
the wall. And
actually, I should mention this about the out-of-bounds rules. You can only clip 3 pixels into the wall. 4 pixels is too many, which is how specific out-of-bounds rules are. And that only does that. This is Hothead. Hothead has insanely weird iframe rules.
I didn't get the first one cycle, unfortunately.
Yeah, one cycle's really hard.
Also, a nice visual glitch coming up, which we will not say anything about.
It's just
There
cool.
you go.
So you can notice that the when you're swinging the magic rod around, the sprite for it is actually the same as your sword sprite. It's just reversed, so you hold it by the tip instead of the handle. And you'd think that holding the sword by the tip would be like cutting into your hands, but I guess Link's got special magic rod gloves.
I'm just wondering why they didn't reuse the sprite that they use for the menu, and he goes for that's one of the places you can do the Link's Awakening load prevention there, but it's slower. Except when we did the practice commentary for this, he didn't get any lag and he removed 2 of the moblins, which was really cool. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get that here, but I got Pit Walk. That's also cool.
Yeah, you got Pit Walk.
We are coming up on the end of the run-ish. We're going into the egg where we'll be fighting the last gauntlet of bosses. But
So you do need quiet here to listen to Anthem. So it's one of our traditions is that no one's allowed to talk during this because it's a nice song, so we need to listen to it.
Yeah, and we bomb trigger it because
Okay, so lots of stuff's gonna happen very soon. Someone want to tackle everything that's about to happen. That was nice
Sure.
English from my part.
So yeah, there's like a big gauntlet here, so I'm kind of gonna start talking and not stop. This egg part is supposed to be randomized, but if you don't ever read the sequence, it is the same left, left, up, right, right, up, up. Following that, we're gonna be falling into the boss gauntlet, starting with the blob, and we'll be able to do a bomb trigger going into that skips the text, and if we get it, we'll be able to set up a bit of an RNG manip for the second phase, which is Aghanim. For people who've played Link to the Past, you know how Aghanim is kind of a butthead and just randomly shoots things that you may or may not be able to reflect. So Glyph is using one of the apps made to... Or is he just doing Sagaza's thing with no app? I don't know.
I'm using an app.
Basically, he's going to position himself in specific ways depending on where Aghanim goes to control how he moves to other areas and like understanding the time he takes for that.
Everything
as
here
the
has to be pixel perfect.
Yeah, it is all pixel perfect, and we're basically measuring the frames it takes him to get from one place to another. And by doing so, we're able to make sure that all of the balls are reflectable.
Ooh, I
you,
failed it.
you clank your sword.
No, it was because I couldn't get the right pixel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, frame or pixel perfect movements aren't very tough in this.
I got most of the nip. I got it most of the way
red
through.
tunic, red tunic.
Yeah, red tunic.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
in
was
the
about to
practice
not
run,
do
he
it.
did the blue tunic version.
Yeah, you spin slash and spam. Red tunic is you slash and hold.
Okay, about to do a full check here.
So Shadow Ganon takes 6 hits with this. But he's going for a trick called Death'll Skip, where basically if you use the Ocarina, the third song, on the same frame when these bats starts to move, you cancel its movement and it just stays there forever. And then once we get into the final phase, the bat will just explode and the game thinks that the boss died. In fact, it turns into the boss a little bit.
Yeah, and this is actually fun to mention how time works in this. It's when the screen fades to white because, and this is a downside to red tunic, you're taking
And
damage the entire time.
I'm
You can die before getting to the top of the stairs, and someone did that, so they changed when time was called.
Yeah, so that is Link's Awakening DX 100%. I hope you guys enjoyed. What was my final time?
Looks like around a 121.09 on stream.
121.09. That's not too bad. I was hoping I'd get a 120, but that's not too bad at all. Got pretty good RNG throughout. Really happy with how that went. So yeah, shout out to the LADX community. If you're interested in getting into this game, we have a really good guide for speedrunning it. This is actually a really easy game to get into. I did a lot of hard strats in this run, but there's a lot of backups that don't waste that much time, that are really easy. And so this is one of the easiest Zelda games to get into, in my opinion. And we have a really cool community. It's really helpful. That'll get you started if you're interested in learning this game. So yeah, if you're interested in that, the Discord is linked in our SRC page. So definitely check that out. Definitely check out everyone's streams. Alpha 5 does a lot of blind races and stuff like that. Spice does blind races as well, along with some speedruns now and then. and Finalflame does the same thing as well. Every now and then do a speed run. So yeah, and I'm going to be doing a very cool thing that I'm announcing now. Which, I'll be trying to get the world record in every meme category. Sweep after this. So if you want to see some world records, definitely check out my stream. So yeah, any shout outs from the couch?
I just got one question. Are you starting with Fish the Pond?
No, Fish Pond's the last.
You might want to do that sooner before people optimize it.
I need to have every
like,
category at the same time. That's why Fish the Pond
it's had
is
like
the last.
3 world record changes in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. That's going to be the hard one.
That one's Masher's game, so.
But yeah. So I just want to say to everyone watching, you are all amazing and valuable and important. So thank you for being amazing and thank you for being you. So yeah, with that, I think we're done.
Thank you so much, Glyph and Couch, for an absolutely amazing run of LADX. We have a $250 donation from Mech Animal. Super excited to see my first Legend of Zelda and favorite Pokemon games run back to back. Huge thanks to GDQ and all the runners for helping support this great cause. And Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 Online will be right back after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. No, you got it. Welcome back. We have a $1,000 anonymous donation. No comment provided, but thank you so much for that absolutely generous donation. We have a $50 anonymous donation. Thank you, everybody, for putting on such a great marathon. Let's get Halo 3 met. And a quick update, we have just passed the $19,000 mark towards $160,000 incentive to get Halo 3 into the marathon. We've come a long way since I started my shift. We could keep pushing. We are not going to let this go without a fight. We can do this. We have a $25 donation from Habit. Link's Awakening is such a good game, and this has been such an entertaining run. Let's see Halo 3 while we're at it. And it looks like we are ready to go to an interview with Keizaron and Dr. Ginsburg. When we come back from the interview, Nicole Goodnight will be here. This is the end of my shift, and this is the end of my time hosting for the marathon. Thank you all so much for being here, for watching, for donating, and for supporting all of our runners and for supporting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. We have done so much good, and we have so much more good left to do. Let's get our donations in to see Halo 3. But right now, Keizaron, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody at Awesome Games Done Quick. My name's Keizaron, but for the sake of this interview, I'm going to be referred to as Steven, and I'm joined with Dr. Ginsburg. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thanks. It's so nice to meet you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, pretty excited to actually talk to you about this because as far as I'm aware, this is actually your first AGDQ, and on top of that, it's a virtual AGDQ. So what a strange set of circumstances to appear at your first GDQ.
Absolutely, yeah.
But just going to ask you a few questions that involve your work with PCF. Just a pretty basic rundown of everything, just so everyone at home can kind of understand what kind of work goes into this, what qualified individuals are a part of it, et cetera, et cetera. So on that topic, tell me a little bit about your cancer prevention work.
Well, I'm very grateful to the Prevent Cancer Foundation for making this kind of work possible. I just want to get that right out there. The kind of work that I do as an oncologist working in global public health, or what some people call global oncology, is to help people and also sometimes the governments to address their growing burden of cancer. And in particular, there are tremendous opportunities to prevent cancer. So that's really the name of the game when it comes to my own research, particularly for women who are at risk of cervical cancer and breast cancer.
And in that field, how important is that for just finding early detection and whatnot? Like just the resources that you have to build up for stuff like that. Like how important is that to the game of beating cancer?
Oh, it's critical. I can tell you 30 to 50% of all cancer is preventable. And in many countries, there's absolutely no access to preventive services. For example, women getting screened for cervical cancer. And it's a huge problem. You might not know this, but more than 300,000 women per year die of cervical cancer, and 90% of those are living in low or middle income countries, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. More than 30 countries, it's the #1 cause of cancer-related death among women, and it's completely preventable. So the resources that we need are actually not that vast, but they can go a long way to save lives, especially for women at the prime of their life. They're young women. They're caring for families. Maybe they're in graduate school. Maybe they're trying to just get by and live their lives. And boom, they get cervical cancer and they can't get screened for it. They can't get treatment and they die.
Now, that's kind of a good little segue to the next question I had. I was going to ask to describe the community and the individuals that you reach out to, but it sounds like that's already been answered. But how's the impact in general, like just here at home? Because I know a lot of times, like you said, like this is outside of the country, but I'm really quite curious to know just how much of an impact your research has for within the country, and also how much within our country is affected in the same manner.
That's a great question. And the truth is, in every country, including the United States, the women most at risk of dying of cervical cancer are the ones, the same situation. They're marginalized populations. They're women of color, poor women, indigenous women, and women living with HIV. HIV is a major factor in cervical cancer mortality in all countries. So this kind of research that we do to help improve access to services for cancer screening, in my case, and my colleagues, Karen Yates is my co-partner in crime, and Zach Emma is our IT developer who's based in Tanzania, so I know you computer fans, you folks out there who play video games probably be interested to know that we use mobile phones as part of our research tools. And I'm happy to talk about that. But that's equally applicable in the US as it is in Tanzania.
I'm actually, yeah, that wasn't even a planned question, but now I'm actually curious. You did pick my interest. So, like, how do you utilize mobile devices for stuff like that? Like, how does that contribute to your research?
So we have what we call a multifunction mobile platform called CVIA for Smartphone Enhanced Visual Assessment. The visual part is literally eyeballs need to be on a woman's cervix. A
Hmm.
healthcare provider needs to look and see what they need to see. And the way that the screening is done, which we don't need to get into here, can be enhanced by the camera on a regular Android phone, right? And the digital image can be sent to an off-site reviewer to help train the nurse usually or midwives to be able to do high quality cervical screening and decide whether she and the cervix they're looking at is appropriate for treatment right then and there, which can be provided even in rural areas. So this is it's a very cool thing that we can do with simple smartphone tools. And the other piece, the piece that's being funded by the Prevent Cancer Foundation, for which we're so grateful, is actually a semi-automated SMS or either texting or voice message that can be sent to providers and also to patients to return for care. So we call that patient navigation. And that's extremely important to make sure women get the care they need. And also, we call it demand generation to get the health promotion message out there. Turn around the phone or a tablet, and you've got a video message by women in their own community who've been screened. So peer to peer education as well. Amazing, simple, and effective.
That's actually, yeah, exactly what you said. That's actually incredible. That's amazing. I didn't realize just how much technology could really improve something like this. So what I know that you're newer to the GDQ scene, but we were kind of talking about this before the interview started about how it's basically like a modern day telethon that raises money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So what does this support from AGDQ mean to you specifically working with PCF?
Oh, it's incredible. I cannot even tell you the AGDQ family, as I understand it to be, this kind of effort to raise money for the kind of work that my colleagues and I do through Prevent Cancer Foundation is enormously important. We really can't do it without the help and commitment to cancer prevention from folks like yourself. I know you have your own personal story, and from people out there who are gaming away and trying to raise money. It's just enormously helpful and important and critical, really.
And is there any parting words that you'd like to impart on us, either behalf of your colleagues or just about the AGDQ community in general?
I just say keep it up. You're doing incredible work. This is something that you may not realize how much it means for the researchers like myself to receive a grant because of your good work and because of the Prevent Cancer Foundation. And imagine the impact all the way in East Africa, a woman in a small community who has access to cancer prevention for cervical cancer, lives saved because of this effort you're doing today. Thank you so much for this.
Well, thank you for taking the time out of your day to go through all this Zoom nonsense to get this interview going and whatnot. I really appreciate that. Once again, everyone, this was Dr. Ginsburg, and I was Steven. And I hope you all have a fun rest of your day with the marathon, and stay tuned for more.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much, Stephen.
Thank you.
Welcome back to AGDQ 2021 Online. I'm Nicole Goodnight, and I will be your host for this upcoming Pokemon run. While we are getting ready, I'm going to go ahead and read a few donations. We have $150 from Steve C. They say, let's see some Halo 3. Thanks to all the runners for the amazing entertainment and dedication to a great cause. I have $20 from Natcord that says my fiance loves the Halo games and he was really excited to hear that it was being played at AGDQ. Gotta donate so we can watch it together. Let's get Halo 3. We are already at 21,128.47 out of 160,000 for Halo 3. Twitch chat, you know what to do. We've got an entire Pokemon game and then some to make up that, and I fully believe that we can do it. So go ahead and get in those donations towards Halo 3 so we can have more GDQ because more GDQ is amazing. We have a $25 donation from Moo that says Pokemon Hype. Gotta love the Gen 4 music. Put this towards the Halo 3 bonus game. All right, Twitch chat. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to be offline for just a couple of minutes, but we will be right back. So hang in there. And when we come back, we will have some more super exciting fun times.